All right. We'll go ahead and call the June Planning Commission meeting to order. And we'll start with our normal housekeeping item. Before we do that, though, I'd like to ask, Mayor Teague has something he wanted to say before we get started. Fred Teague, everybody.
Thank you guys for giving me the time. I do want to, one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to welcome Gavin Wilson. He is our new city planner. He comes by way of Florida. He graduated Florida State University with a geography degree and a GIS specialist. He has been here locally in Russellville, right down the road at the Forestry Service. So he's not very far from home. But we're welcoming you. But we are, we didn't want to take the time to say thank you on behalf of the city of Russellville and my office to Sarah John Dahl, who has served Russellville for 6 years as city planner. She's not going anywhere. She just moved her offices upstairs in the same building, and she is going to be taking over sustainability and resilience, which is a new program that Russellville is launching, and I think it's a very forward-thinking program, very forward-thinking department. I think Sarah's going to do a great job championing that. Her and I met this week, and she's really got some good stuff that is going to be very, very beneficial to Russellville. But I did just want to say thank you, Sarah, for all your years of service, and we expect a lot more from you. So, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. We are going to miss you, Sarah. All right. Let's go ahead and start with our housekeeping item there. Commissioner Black, if you'll take the roll.
Miller?
Here.
Jackman? Black is here. Moffey? Here. Hadley? Duffield? Here. Choate? Here. Edgell? Here. Cochran? Here. Kelly? Here.
We have a quorum. All right. Okay, you've got the minutes in front of you. You guys had a chance to look them over, and if you're satisfied with those, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion. Second. And a second. All right. All those in favor of approving the minutes from the May meeting, acknowledge by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carried. All right. There's no unfinished business here, so let's go to the new stuff. License and land to allow a fence in an unopened alley located at 505 South Greenwich, submitted by Jamie Searles on behalf of Westside Church of Christ. Victoria, you got a staff report for us on that?
I do. So as stated, this is a license and land at 505 South Greenwich. This property is located within the Oakland neighborhood on the east side of South Greenwich, adjacent to East 5th Street. All properties in the vicinity are zoned R2, medium density residential, except for the property to the northwest, which is zoned C2, highway commercial. So, as stated, this is a memorandum of understanding, or an MOU, for a fence that is being proposed in an undeveloped alley. The Russellville zoning code is clear that all structures shall be built within the private property boundaries. However, the city legal department determined that a memorandum of understanding could be approved to allow a fence to be constructed within the right-of-way outside of the legal boundaries of the subject property. You'll see up on the screen an exhibit of where that fence is proposed. The red lines kind of between the properties there are that unopened alley. The Russellville zoning code does state that fences, walls, and hedges shall be permitted in any required yard or along the periphery or edge of any yard. In this instance, the fence is being proposed in an unopened alley, which is considered city right-of-way and therefore is not located on the applicant's property, thus the need for the memorandum of understanding. So in these cases, we do have 12 items or conditions that are placed on this license. So I'm just going to go through those quickly for you all. This license is assignable only for the allowance of a fence, only to extend into the alley and not into South Greenwich or East 5th Street right-of-way. The location of the fence shall not extend into the required front yard on South Greenwich. The licensee shall not gain an interest in the land by granting this license. Future improvements to the right-of-way may require the licensee to abstain from using the land that this agreement may cover. The licensee agrees that any expenditures of the licensee on the lots shall not be performed on the reliance of this license. The licensee agrees that there are no interests in the land to be coupled with this license. The licensee shall not expand any more development within the public right-of-way than what is already presented as part of this application. The licensee shall not build within the actual street, again, of South Greenwich or East Fifth Street. The license is revocable by the licensor at any time, provided written notice is given to the licensee's care of the mayor's office 10 calendar days before revocation of the license. The licensee understands and agrees that any improvement of the property owned by the licensor and covered by the license shall be solely at the licensee's expense and shall not be reimbursed by the licensor at or for any reason. This agreement shall be recorded at the courthouse and at the expense of the property owner and tied to the parcel to be transferred to the subsequent property owner. And then the licensee has read, understands, and agrees with the terms of this license. So a lot of legal jargon there. But basically, to sum that up, the fence is only allowed in this unopened alley. It's only the fence that's being permitted. And if for any reason the city needs that alley, it should be taken out at the owner's expense. It is staff's recommendation that we do forward this memorandum of understanding for a license in land to the city council for approval with the following conditions. The 12 conditions that I just listed there in the comment section of the staff report, and then additionally a fence and easement form shall be completed and submitted with the fence permit application. This is a request by City Corporation because they do have some lines within that unopened alley, is my understanding. And this is as a result of the findings that the city legal department did determine that the memorandum of understanding could be approved. The Public Works Department has no objections to the location of the fence, and there are no plans to improve this unopened alley. I apologize for that typo there. Are there any questions?
On the alley portion of it, will there be a gate in case city court needs to get in and out of there with equipment?
There is a proposed, yeah.
We plan on putting gates on both ends, so you can get access to there anytime.
Any other questions for staff or the applicant?
Okay. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Jamie, did you have anything else you wanted to add to that, or you?
Not really, I mean, they just want to fence in that area, they've maintained that for the last 50 years, and trying to get a place safer for the kids to play.
Right. Okay, we have a motion to approve as presented. Do I hear a second? We got 2 seconds. All right. Take your pick, Mr. Black. All those in favor acknowledge by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carried. All right, let's go to item number 2 here. Special use permit to allow an auto sales business located at 619 East 4th Street, submitted by Gunnar Sims on behalf of Randy Pfeiffer. Victoria, you got a staff report?
Yes. So as stated, this is a special use permit located at 619 East 4th Street for auto sales. This is located in the Detroit district. This property includes a building that was previously utilized as Razorback Tire and Auto, so most of you may recognize it as that business. The applicant is proposing to operate both a tire shop and an auto sales business on this property. Adjacent uses include an auto parts store, an HVAC business, a tattoo shop, and an auto detailing business. The property and all surrounding properties are zoned C2 highway commercial. And the applicant is not proposing any real changes to the site. The building is being utilized as it currently stands, and as a result of this, standards in the Russellville zoning code, including sidewalks, landscaping, or commercial building design, are not triggered. In our review, Article 2.10 provides requirements for commercial building permit reviews, including driveways, parking, and including ADA accessible parking. They have shown that they have 4 hard surface parking spaces for staff and for customers, and that includes 2 ADA spaces. Article 6.1.15 addresses parking for non-residential uses. The applicant has submitted a parking analysis that illustrates the site will provide adequate parking. In the parking analysis, the applicant did state there would only be 1 employee on site and likely 1 customer at a time. For businesses such as this, we do typically see higher traffic than that, but staff does believe that 4 parking spaces should be adequate, and that is what they've proposed. And then again in our review, the intent of Article 3.22 Commercial Building Design seeks to maintain good civic design and arrangement within the commercial corridors by assuring a desired aesthetic environment. The first item that we look at is, are buildings designed to be in visual harmony with other buildings in the same vicinity or along the same corridor? While the structure may not exactly meet commercial building design, it is existing, and as stated, they're not doing anything to trigger the commercial building design standards at this time. It is similar in style and bulk to surrounding structures. The structure's facade appears to consist of maybe some concrete masonry units, which is not typically an acceptable facade material. However, as it is existing and the applicant is not making changes to the site, it is acceptable. 2, the express individual design and creativity without detracting from the visual environment to the point at which the values of adjoining properties will be negatively recognized. The existing structure does fit within the context of the area and does not detract from the visual environment. The third item is that the buildings are appropriate to the context in which they reside. Again, the structure is appropriate within the context of this commercial corridor. 4, they generally do not detract from the aesthetics of the location, area, and community as a whole. Again, while the structure may not meet commercial building design to the T, it does fit within the context of the surrounding structures and does not detract from the look or feel of the area as a whole. And then 5th and finally, the proposed use meets the spirit and intent of this section of the zoning code. And the proposed use does meet the spirit and intent of the code. The use is appropriate for the corridor in which there are other auto-related and auto-adjacent uses. So as a result of all of that, staff does recommend approval of the special use permit as a result of the findings below, that the applicant demonstrates compliance with the regulations within Article 2.10 of the Russellville Zoning Code. A parking analysis has been submitted and shows adequate parking on site. The proposed use is in line with adjacent uses in this district, and current traffic routes are constructed in such a way to handle traffic from this business. Are there any questions for staff?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is Ms. Gunner here? Do you have anything you wanted to add? If you would step up to the microphone and state your name for the record, please.
My name is Gunnar Sims, and I'm seeking auto sales off of 4th Street. I typically wholesale cars. Typically don't keep too many to retail. Therefore, it's only me on site. You know, tires are, they were already there. And so that's just something I'm looking to venture further into, and then be able to retail out of there very few at a time. So.
Spike, I make a motion to approve. Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve this request. All those in favor acknowledge by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carried. All right. All right. Item number 3 here, special use permit to allow RV sales lot located at 295 North Elmira, submitted by Barrett & Associates on behalf of William Thornsberry. Sarah, take it away. One last time.
One last time, last report, yes, special use permit for an RV sales lot. Justin and Wendell, you just saw this variance application before the Board of Adjustment, where they did get authorization to do a gravel sales lot with gravel ADA options. So the existing conditions, this is a vacant lot in a partially developed commercial area. It's located south of Taco Bell, north of Prairie Creek. South of the creek is Walmart and Optimum, with Umami across the street from the proposed development. There is an undeveloped property to the west where the creek flows in an otherwise developed and populated area of town. All properties in this area are zoned C2 highway commercial. Auto sales covers any type of vehicular sales as a way to simplify the regulations and not list out every type of vehicle sales. Table of permitted uses states that this is permitted by special use within the highway commercial zone, and that certain uses may or may not be appropriate. The following review comments help to guide determinations. Is this designed to be in visual harmony within the same vicinity? The site will be developed in accordance with commercial building permit standards, including required landscaping and hard surfacing for the proposed coffee kiosk, which the front portion of the property is a permitted use, so it doesn't need the special use permit. This is just relating to the rear portion of the property. Planned landscaping enhancements will improve the property's visual appeal and ensure it aligns aesthetically with surrounding buildings. The proposal also includes a landscape shrub hedge designed to minimize the visual impact of the gravel RV sales lot to the rear of the property. Does the application express creativity without negatively impacting surrounding properties? Are they appropriate, and do they meet the intent of the zoning code? The application reflects individual design and creativity through its mixed-use approach, combining a coffee kiosk at the front of the property with an RV sales lot at the rear. The front portion will feature enhanced landscaping and hardscaping consistent with commercial development standards, providing an inviting and visually appealing streetscape. The use of the landscape shrub hedge to screen the gravel RV lot demonstrates a thoughtful design solution that balances function with aesthetics. These improvements ensure the development contributes positively to the visual environment and helps preserve the character and value of adjoining properties, enhancing the site's overall appearance, promoting visual cohesion along the commercial corridor, and maintaining an inviting streetscape for the community. By supporting commercial development, this application meets the spirit and intent of the zoning code. As a result, it is staff's recommendation that you all would approve the special use permit to allow operation of an RV sales center with the following condition: that they comply with the conditions of the variance, what the applicant has already stated they're willing to do. As a result of the findings that the proposed development aligns with the intent of Article 3.22, the mixture of uses is appropriate within the commercial corridor. The applicant demonstrates thoughtful design complementing neighboring uses. The applicant demonstrates compliance with the regulations within Article 2.10, Article 5, and 6 of the Russellville Zoning Code, and the proposal promotes orderly development and supports the intent of the zoning code. Are there any questions?
All right, thank you, Sarah. Dave, you got anything to add to that? You good? All right. Okay. We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second? We have a second. All right. All those in favor of approving this, acknowledge by saying aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carried. And before we adjourn, I think Sarah had something she wanted to
Thank
present to us
you.
tonight.
I really just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you. I have enjoyed being the city planner. And I wanted to just share this one screen to show what we have accomplished over the last 6 years, reminding us, for those of us who were on the commission, that we went through COVID-19 and had to go virtual for a year, and all of that entailed, including 4-hour meetings over a cell tower, but then everything else that we have accomplished, the homeschool group that ended up actually, and I should have put that picture in here, honestly, of all of you, all commissioners, looking at the neighborhood that they put together. And I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here for the last 6 years. I have enjoyed this. And then lastly, I do want to say welcome to Gavin Wilson. He is our new city planner, the Director of Planning and Development. I hope you all give him a warm welcome. You guys have so much knowledge and have just shared your time volunteering here on the Planning Commission, and I know that you are going to be a good resource to him as well. And I just want to say thank you. Do you want to say anything as the new planner? Put you on the spot.
State your name for the record, sir.
Yes, sir. My name is Gavin Wilson. I've lived in Russellville for 2 years now. Like they said, I'm coming from the U.S. Forest Service. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be able to work with y'all closely, and I look forward to our professional relationship. Thank you.
We look forward to working with you. Sarah, we're going to miss you. All right. Mayor, are we good? All right. We are adjourned.